So, as a few of us have realised, that Sweden isn't quite the place that it used to be. Sweden used to be very much the land of milk and honey. And, well, in the past few years, it's become very much the rape capital of Europe. I wonder what changed. To the point where the police have now told a woman not to go out late to avoid being raped. This is Sweden for you. Is anyone concerned about this right about now? I wonder what's changed in the demographics over the past few years. Let's jump into the article. Authorities backtracked after comments stirred controversy. Of course they've had to backtrack it. PC culture. Look out, here comes Sweden. Police in Sweden are telling women not to go out late to avoid being raped in the damning incident of how the country is putting their own citizens at risk in favour of pursuing mass migration policies. How is that fair? How are you going over there, Sweden? Is your mass immigration policies that you've brought in, is it doing you wonders? Or are you sitting there thinking, maybe not a good idea? Let me know in the comments. After 2 attempted rapes over the weekend in Austin, I'm sorry for my Swedish audience, police investigators Sus Brothen told Swedish radio that women should be vigilant and preferred to not go out late. Just don't go out late now, people. Don't go out late because you might get rapes. We know there's a problem with this, but instead of fixing the issue, just don't go out. Stay home. Wow. Anyway, moving along. The advice bears similar to the voiced by Collagen Mayor Harriet Rekner, I might be mispronouncing, who reacted to the mass molestation of women by migrants in Collagen in New Year's Eve in 2015 by telling women to keep potential rapists at arm's length. Don't mind the rapists, just keep them at arm's length. We know there's a problem, but just keep them away from you. Alright, everything will be alright. Wow, this is like Stockholm Syndrome. It really is. After Brotham's comments began to attract controversy, Police District Manager Max Olsson asserted that her comments did not stand and that the authorities were not encouraging women to avoid going out late at night. Of course they've said that. But anyway, obviously the comments do stand because they've said them. The police officer wouldn't have just said it if there wasn't a reason. But anyway, moving along. However, the reversal was undoubtedly an attempt to quell public anger and little more. A 2016 poll found that almost half of Swedish women were afraid to go out at night alone. Swedish largest music festival for 2018 was also cancelled after numerous rapes and sexual assaults occurred on the 2017 event. Surging sexual assaults and rapes have largely been driven by Swedish accepting that millions are predominantly Muslim migrants. A study by the Swedish newspaper Aftonbladet, might be mispronouncing, found that 88% of gang rapists in the Scandinavian country over the last 6 years have had migrant backgrounds. Imagine my shock. Other figures show that migrants from Muslim-majority nations commit 84% of very violent rapes in Sweden. A private study of 4,142 rulings regarding sexual-related crimes passed by 40 Swedish courts between 2012 and 2014 found that 95.6% of rapes were committed by men of foreign descent. I am so shocked by this. I really am. I would never have thought this. Moving along. 2 out of 3 rapes were aggravating circumstances were committed by newly arrived migrants or approved asylum seekers. Official crime statistics show that the reported rapes have increased 34% in the last 10 years. While authorities are unable to guarantee the safety of women on the streets of Sweden, a journalist is being prosecuted for drawing a satirical cartoon that mocks Islam. Don't worry about the rape gangs. We will arrest you if you draw a satirical cartoon against Muhammad. Okay? You can rape people, that's fine. But God forbid you draw a cartoon poking fun at the Prophet. Oh, look out. They'll arrest you. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Swedish citizens are routinely charged, fined, and even jailed for making offensive comments about Islam, which authorities deem to be hate speech, even if, in some cases, the claims are technically true. Funny that, isn't it? It seems it's really funny how these hate speech laws seem to be getting tougher and tougher. It's like they're silencing people and they don't want people to talk about the negative side of mass migration. Who would have thought? Imagine my shock. But guys, obviously, look, at the end of the day, do I believe that this police officer was being sincere when he first said it? Yeah, I do believe. Yeah, I believe he fully knew what he was saying. I think that after the backlash has started, the police department have had to retract it, and they're trying to basically backpedal before they get caught up in this controversy. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't know. Look, I can sit here every day and say the exact same thing. This is what happens when you let in mass migration. I can say that every day and it won't change. So I'm going to say something different. If you live in Sweden and you know someone personally who's a friend of yours who's a bit on the fence about who to vote for in Sweden, maybe drop them a link to this video or to my other videos on Sweden. And maybe that'll red pill them a little bit. I don't know, guys. Like I said, I don't want to get anyone in trouble. So if there's a chance of going to jail or getting arrested or whatever, then please don't. But, you know, if you can do it anonymously or something, maybe sharing these videos around will be enough to red pill. I don't know. But apart from that, Sweden, look, you were on my top 5 places to visit, and now you're in the bottom 5. So if that's for me, imagine who else is not going to come to your country because they're afraid of being raped or assaulted by migrants, and your tourism will collapse. But on the bright side, at least you'll have diversity. Yeah, right. That'll be a load of fun, wouldn't it? I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think the police department actually meant this when they first said it? Do you think they've had to retract it because of the backlash? Do you think the police officer spoke out of turn? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.